Audio might just be the most important part of your videos, and although it really depends on you recording it well, there are some things we can do also in post-production inside CapCut to make it better or even cooler. So let's take a look here inside the audio panel. By having one clip selected, I just put one of these talking head videos on the timeline. The audio panel over here offers some basic changes like volume, fade in, fade out, which mean volume, exactly what you would imagine. The lower you go here with the slider, you're gonna see also that here, if you zoom in a lot, you're gonna be able to see the same slider being represented by this white line and also the waveform on the back over here. So if you change here or if you change over here, it's gonna be the same thing, depends on how you prefer to do it. Fade in and fade out, I use it to make the volume go from 0 to up in the case of the fade in, and fade out from normal volume to 0. And this, in the talking head video, doesn't make that much sense. But if you add a little bit of music on the background, let's say this one for example, let's just add it over here. And let's say you just want it to slowly fade in from 0. You can do it two different ways. The first one is by using the fade in slider here, and it's gonna show you how many seconds it's gonna take for the music to arrive to its normal volume. And also is represented here by this black shadow. So here's gonna be the moment in which the music reaches its normal volume. And as you can see, CapCut created this small black ball over here that is actually the fade in slider. So you can also do it over here. And while you drag it, you can also see how long it's gonna take for the volume to go from 0 to normal. Now below these basic features, there is also noise reduction, which can be really useful if you have a lot of noise in the background of your voice, to isolate it a little bit better and be less distracting. And just like the beauty features, you also have the strength slider here, so you can make it a little bit easier on the ears. And just like the beauty features, you also have the strength slider here, so you can make it a little bit easier on the ears. And on voice effect, you can make some crazy stuff, like for example, making me sound like an elf.
Comes faster way to do this 5 videos split screen than doing...
Or maybe like a robot.
This or this, let me show you.
Yeah, kind of depends on what you want to do. And just like the beauty features, you also have the strength slider here, so you can make it a little bit easier on the ears. And last but not least, you have the channels feature, and this can be very useful for those of you using especially dual recorder microphones. Like for example, the Rode Wireless Go 2 or the DJI mics, which are very famous nowadays. These have two different recorders, and each one record to one channel, meaning left or right. So when someone's listening with the headphones, you can only listen what was recorded with one of them on one side and the other on the other side. So if you want to have a normal audio with both recorders sounding simultaneously, you have to come up to here and you can choose feel right with left or left with right depending on where the audio is. If that's not your case, you can just skip this feature, but for those of you that have it, I know that this is a lifesaver. Okay, to round it up, let me show you some things in the timeline that changed when we inserted now a clip with audio. So as you could see before, CapCut keeps the audio here together with the video, but you can also right-click it and you can separate the audio, meaning that now you're gonna have a dedicated track just for the audio that belongs to that video clip. And you can do the same things. You can change the volume, you can also change the fade in and fade out if you want it, all from here. And it's a little bit more accessible because it's just a little bit bigger for you to deal with. But besides this trick, now we have some different buttons that appeared up here on the left, which are different from the options we had before when we had the video clicked. Now we still have the split and the delete functions, but these three other ones here are functions in which you're going to be able to detect the beats on a song, for example, or that you can set yourself markers for you to cut the footage. So let me click it here and I'm going to create one beat in this point. And you're going to see that it creates this yellow dot and now the playhead snaps to it. So it makes it very easy for you to just click the video, for example, and split it. And now you can insert something else over here and just keep doing that. But if you don't want to create these points manually, in which here it looks like it's very clear what are the points of highs and lows in the music, you can just click the audio and you can click on AI auto beat. And this is what it's going to do. It's just going to choose between beats 1, 2 or melody, let's say beat 1 for example. And it's just going to create automatically all the beats in the song respectful to what it thinks is the beat 1. So let's go here and choose beats 2. And now it's going to create all the secondary beats also. Let's see melody, and now it's going to create also these ones in which it's going to begin to go lower to enter the melody of the song. So now you got the whole audio track marked, ready for you to cut the video the way you want it. And this is very useful, especially for those short videos. in which you have a very fast song and just a sequence of images or videos that alternate. You don't need to have a musical ear anymore. This is just gonna tell you exactly where to cut it. Now, besides the music here in the audio panel, you're also gonna find sound effects. And you can also use the search to find whatever you want. So if you just searched for dog, for example, like we have here right now, and pressed enter, now you're gonna find a bunch of different sound effects related to dog. So all you have to do is add just like we did with the music, and you're gonna find it in a new audio track down here. Another very practical audio function is using the recording button over here. It opens up this dialog panel over here in which you can see the level, you can see what is the device that you're gonna record from. So in this case, I'm just gonna use this headset. You can set the volume, and you can also set options here like echo reduction or mute project. Echo reduction I'm gonna add, and let's just record here a small voiceover. Okay, so let's make a first test. I'm gonna set to record by clicking here, and it's gonna give us 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now you can record your voice and everything is gonna be on a separate track. Okay, it finished. So now you can record your voice and everything is gonna be on a separate track. And that's it. You don't need to record your audio on another device and then import it here. You can do it directly inside the timeline. Okay, so by now you know how to use the software, how to navigate the timeline and change parameters for video and for audio. Next up, we're gonna spice up the editing by using text.